Hello, everybody. Welcome to this video. Today, we will cover how to make logos, vectors, graphics, all these types of things using AI and Illustrator. Now, the basic process is that we generate an image of the vector or the logo or whatever, right? Or the graphic that we want using AI, and then we take that image into Illustrator and we convert it into a vector and we basically design it, change elements in it, change the color, change the text and stuff like that, according to however we want to, right? So let's just get straight to it. Let me introduce you to Civit.ai, as you can see on the top left. Now, I'm not going to go in too much detail about Civit.ai because this video is not about Civit.ai, right? But basically, it's a website that has things like models and LoRa's and stuff like that. And using these LoRa's, you don't have to train them. They are already trained, they are already up there, and they are free, right? You can use these LoRa's to generate images. Civitai is like way better than using things such as Copilot, image generators, etc. So if you're on Civitai, right, all you have to do, if you want to make a logo, for example, all you gotta do is type down logo on the search bar, and then it takes you to this page where there are all the LoRa's right here. As you can see, LoRa. Okay, these are all LoRa's that you can use. Now, I'm gonna use the first one, Logo Redmond. Now you go over here, don't click on create. That's not what we want. We want to see all of these guys' LoRa's so that we can go in and use them use any other LoRa that this guy has, Scroll down, you see that it has all my LoRa's here for free and unlimited. Click on that, and it brings us to this exact same page. So I'm just going to close that. See, now all of these are separate LoRa's. Okay, then you can generate images according to your needs. So we're going to be using this one, Logo Red one, because we're right now trying to make logos or vectors and stuff. And that's basically what this Logo Redmond is going to give us. So let's jump into the whole process of how you do it. It's very simple and very straightforward. You guys will actually be surprised by it if you don't already know it. So let's go with the logo. I want to make a logo about the AI podcast. Okay, you guys are watching the AI podcast. Let's just make a logo for that. So this is the prompt that I gave it. Make me a logo for a podcast called the AI podcast. Now you gave it a prompt. We have selected this logo red one, this unicorn one. This is the logo that we have selected. All you have to do is press on run. By the way, you can use the Civitai LoRa's on the browser like this, or you can also take it into localhost, and over there you can like use it to your wildest dreams. Basically, you can generate any kind of images and stuff, right? But that's a whole different process. If you guys want us to cover that, let us know down in the comments, and we will make a detailed video on that as well. So over here, it generated us a vector, but it did not generate us any text. But guess what? I'm going to save this vector and I'm going to see what we can do with this. Okay. But I want the AI podcast text as well. Now I changed the prompt to with the text. Let's see what it generates. Okay. So this one is not doing a great job at generating text. As you can see, it's all messed up because this is not a text LoRa. This is a vector logo. LoRa, sorry, not logo. For text, we're going to select text red mode. This LoRa is specific to text. So let's do the same thing, but let's run it in the text LoRa. Let's see what it generates. Okay, so this is the image it generated. The text is way better, but still not what I want, right? But I can also take this and edit this according to my needs. You know what? Let's just take this. And I'm going to show you guys how you can basically use this picture to generate a logo for yourself using Illustrator. Now, we're in Illustrator, okay? We have these two images in Illustrator. Now, all you have to do, there are two things that you can do, okay? One thing is you can pick up the pen tool and you can start tracing all around the edges. Just trace out the whole vector on your own. Or, now let me show you guys this. What you can do, you can go to image trace. Now, if you don't have this thing right here, what you have to do is that you have to go to Windows. You see this image trace? Pull this, and it's going to open this window right here. And then you can just drag it over here, and you can just adjust it. Now, this image, let's image trace it. Now, it's black and white right now, but we need we want the original colors. Now, that depends. Do you want the original colors or not? Let's go into low color, and there you go. It generated the whole image. This is image traced, by the way. This is image traced. Now, this, what it does is that it converted the image into a vector. Now, it really, really helps is if you have like a solid one color background. Like as you can see, there are waves, right? So this is not a solid one color background. So that's going to be a bit of a hassle. But let me just show you guys what you have to do next. All you have to do, select the image, go to Object, Expand. Okay, and there you go. It made everything into a vector. Now you can see because the background was not one color, it made a bit of an issue, but you can also fix that using Illustrator. Sorry, using Photoshop. Or another thing that you can do is that you can remove the background of the image before importing it, right? Just remove the background, take it to BG Remover, remove the background, and then import the removed background image over here, and it's going to do a way better job. This is expanded, ungroup. Sometimes you have to ungroup twice. See, now everything is ungrouped. Now all you gotta do is just remove all of these things, okay? Now see, because it's not one color, it's leaving a lot of this, but now you gotta go in and just pick out the nitty-gritties, just like these things, and just delete all of this. Now you can go in and select all of them one by one and like this and delete them. The second thing that you can do is that you can select one of them. I'm just gonna select this, go on select up there, as you can see where my cursor is. Go on same, stroke color, and what this does is that it selects everything of the same color, and then all you have to do is click on delete. Okay, so it didn't work how I intended it to work before, but I did the exact same thing as you guys can see, and it selected all the same colors. All you gotta do, press on delete, and it deletes everything. Now, the reason why I didn't delete much is because there was not much of the same color because a lot of this stuff is of different shades, right? So I'm gonna have to go in and delete these things one by one. But if you actually have a picture that has one solid background, all you have to do is just do this exact thing that I did, and it's gonna remove everything. Okay, so I removed all of the irrelevant things, but now see, you can see that there are these things over here that are part of the logo, right? But there are these things that we don't want. Like if I remove this, right? It just leaves this white line. It's just a weird white line over here. Now, how do you deal with this? It's super easy. Go in, fill color. It selected all of these, right? All you got to do is select this eyedropper tool on the left, click on this color, and boom. You see that? It just blended right in. Now, the issue with this is that it's selecting all of these colors, so I'm going to do them separately. Like I have to go in like this, hold on shift, and you can select all of them at once. Do this. I'm just going to make the headphones orange, even though in the original video they are white. Sorry, on the original image. So I'm just going to change the color to orange. And that's the power of doing this, right? And how do you know it's a vector, by the way? First of all, you can move it around. Second thing, when you zoom in, it doesn't pixelate. You see? Because when you add an image, this is an image, right? I zoom in, it pixelates. If it's pixelating, that means it's an image. But if it's not pixelating, that means it's a vector. That's why when you're graphic designing, it is extremely important that any vector, whatever you choose, you you convert it from an image into a vector before working on the logo. So we have the vector here ready, but it's not grouped yet. As you can see, I can move it around. Just select all of this, Control G, or you can just right click and click on group. Instead of ungroup, it will say group. And now this vector is ready. Now let's move on to this. What I want is just the text from this. These three texts, that's all I want. So same story. Click on image trace, is going to image trace. Open this thing that we moved, that we got from Windows, and image trace right here. And then all you have to do is go on low color. Now you can check between high color, low color, which one works best for you. For me, I like low colors because I just feel like low color gives you the best result. When you go on high colors, it just starts like popping. You know, it's not very smooth. It's not very realistic anymore. So again, this image is traced. All you have to do, go on object, expand. Okay, now it's converted into a vector, ungroup. What I wanted from all of this is the text, right? As you can see, the text, everything is free. It's all vector. Now all you got to do is select this, move it out, just go in. I don't want to have to go in and delete all of these things for no reason. So I'm just going to select all of them like that. and move it out. Okay. Now we got our everything, our whole, the text that we want right here. Delete this, delete this. And now we have everything that we want for the logo. Let's align the logo. So you select this, go on properties right here on the top right, like this. It's in the middle. Let's make it a bit small. Let's move it a bit up. And now let's put the podcast right in the middle. Let's put the right here, how it was intended to be. And let's put the AI right here. There you go. Now, if you play around with it, you can look into more designs and stuff like that, right? Just for the sake of this, but like just for the sake of this video, I'm keeping it extremely simple because it's not a video about how to make a logo, a professional logo. It's just how you can make a logo using AI and Illustrator, right? That's basically a logo, right? You can play around with it. You can move the Illustrator around. You can move the podcast, you move the DA, you move DA around. Now, say you don't like any of the text, right? You want your own fonts. All you got to do is just delete all of this and just add your own text. You got the vector. You can just play around now, right? You have everything that you want. So there you go. You have a logo that you generated using AI and Illustrator, and you didn't make anything by yourself. All you did was just trace everything and adjust it, and you made a whole logo. You can do way better with a much better generated image. If you spend more time on it, you can convert this into a much better logo. Change the colors. Say, for example, instead of eyes, you want stars. You can add that, or instead of eyes, you want a mic logo. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's actually make his eye change his eyes from circles to microphones. In order to do that, all you have to do is come back to Civitai, search over here vector. Now we have a vector LoRa right here. It says vector illustrations. Now this looks more like an image. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but let's just try it nevertheless. Okay, this is not what we want. Currently, Civitai is not giving me what I want. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Copilot image generator. So I prompted it, make me a vector for a microphone. You can improve the prompt a little bit. It's not that good of a prompt. But Civitai was not giving me a proper vector of a microphone. So that's why I switched over to Copilot Designer. Let's see what type of a logo, what type of a vector it gives us. Now, this is also not a vector. All right, so I mentioned black and white vector, so it gave me these four images. Before this, it actually gave me this, which is, again, this is not a vector, this is an image. So out of these four, I like this one. I like this image. Now, I wouldn't recommend you to copy paste these images because when you download them, they're on a much higher quality. When you copy paste, their quality is a bit low. So when you trace the image, the tracing becomes really whack. And for best quality image tracing, you need the best quality image. The higher the quality, the better the image will be traced. Now, this image has these things down here, which could cause some issues, but we're just going to ignore it for the sake of this video. Now, all you got to do is, again, image trace. Let's see what it does. It already did a phenomenal job, as you can see, right? And we want to keep it black and white already. But if you go in low color, see what it does? It added more detail into it, which was being removed otherwise. This, now we have a whole microphone. It's like that. All right, so I'm done removing all the whites. All you gotta do is group all of it because all of it are separate little vectors. Now for this, I'm gonna make it white. Select this, same color, just like that. String this down, put it in the place of this eye, something somewhat like that. Right here. Reflect. This basically flips it. And now you have microphones for eyes. Where are you going? See? Now again, this is not a good logo. Okay, I'm not trying to make a good logo right now. But I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, the possibilities are endless. Could I ever sit down and make this vector by myself? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I know if you're watching this video, you can't do that either. Using AI and Illustrator, you can make awesome types of logos. You can make awesome types of vectors, any vector that you want. And the biggest benefit of this especially with the vector generation, is that you don't have to worry about copyright claim. Because if you go on websites like Vecteezy, etc., and grab a vector from there, you can worry about the copyright from there, okay? Because all of them are not free, so all of that goes straight out of the window when you are generating your own vectors by yourself. Because who's going to claim this? You made it. This is how you can use AI and Illustrator to your benefit. If you're a graphic designer, this is a great tool for you. You can use this to make logos for your clients, right? And your clients, you don't have to even tell your clients that, oh, I made this vector using AI. It's not a breach of contract. It's not illegal to do this. It's nothing, there's absolutely nothing unethical, nothing wrong with this, because what your client came to you for is a good logo. And if you use AI to generate vectors and stuff and then use your own creativity and all that, right? A mumble jumble of that, you make your client a good logo that actually satisfies your client, then what's the harm? What's the harm? You're doing a good job. You're doing absolutely nothing wrong. Use this to your advantage. If you guys enjoyed this video, click like, subscribe to the channel for much more AI content that is upcoming. My name is Moiz, and this was the AI podcast. Thank you very much for joining me today. Bye bye.